Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this topic. Apparently 5G is going to cause the zombie apocalypse. And no, we're not going into one of those Christian dreaming channels that have been popping up everywhere that we keep on covering for some reason. There's no substance. It's just listening to really bad movie ideas. But, no, apparently, there's a QAnon influencer who decided that they wanted to argue that a zombie apocalypse was going to be started, like roughly 8 hours ago. That didn't seem to happen. I saw the alert on my phone, and I didn't become a zombie, and neither are you. Brains sound really tasty right now, but that might be the edible kicking in. So I have no idea. Cinderone, thank you very much for redeeming your points for an ada. You fucking degenerate. But let's go ahead and get right into things. So, anti-vaxxers think an emergency phone alert will cause a zombie apocalypse. It's not just Rolling Stone. Associated Press has a thing on here too. Conspiracy theories about FEMA's emergency alert test spread online. Fuck, you could have been out of work early? Can I start pounding my head into the desk yet? Nope. Is there a zombie... Okay, sorry, I have to do this. Is there a zombie apocalypse activated by 5G towers on the way? Wrote the QAnon influencer behind a Telegram channel called The Patriot Voice, which is followed by more than 50,000 people in a post shared at the end of September. The message cites a supposed military expert's claim that COVID-19 vaccines contain sealed pathogens, including E. coli bacteria and the viruses Marburg and Ebola, all of which can be released by an 18 gigahertz 5G frequency. FEMA plans on doing a test of the EBS on October 4th or 11th at 2:22 p.m. I don't even have alerts enabled on my phone. Jesus Christ. I didn't realize this was in quotes for some reason. I'm sorry, guys. FEMA plans on doing a test of the EBS on October 4th or 11th. I make shit up as I go, so I would turn off all 5G devices, the writer concluded. Similar claims about a test alert that will activate deadly diseases within vaccinated people, and warnings to turn off phones have been viewed hundreds of thousands of times on Twitter. And of course, this one from Gina Shira. I saw this one floating around in the wild, actually. Turn off your cell phones on October 4th. The EBS is going to test the system using 5G. This will activate the Marburg virus in people who've been vaccinated. And, sadly, it will turn some of them into zombies. Zombies? You mean I could have been playing Resident Evil IRL and I didn't know? I didn't realize about this until Pernia sent me something on it. I had no idea. I guess I'm not thoroughly plugged in enough to the QAnon ecosystem anymore. Jesus Christ. Stop says all my alerts are off. I don't even know how it went off on your phone because it's an emergency alert system. Turning off your alerts because of this, that, or the other thing is probably not going to be enough of a reason for them not to use an emergency alert system that's supposed to let you know when, like, I don't know, a tornado's coming to rip you a new asshole. Like, they just override that. So just an FCC requirement. Yeah, you can't just be like, I don't like getting alerts, so, if the tornado comes, I'm gonna fucking die. So that's BS? No, it's for your safety. It's literally a safety thing. It's not bullshit. It is perfectly reasonable. It is perfectly reasonable to have a set of things that, just like using a siren outside to alert everybody that there's a tornado or an earthquake or anything like that, it's there to save lives. It's a perfectly reasonable thing. And for something that's I literally have all emergency alerts turned off, yeah, and this bypasses that. There are valid reasons for that. Like saving human lives when needed. says here, virtually nothing in these comments is accurate, save for the fact that the Federal Emergency Management Agency and Federal Communications Commission are conducting tests of the emergency alert system. Let's see, what's not reasonable is my car speakers being nearly blown out during a random Amber Alert a state away. Jesus Christ. Said, then why am I allowed to turn them off? You can turn off most alerts. Just, you know, the one that's there to make sure that you don't die in case of an imminent disaster is probably not one of the ones you can turn off. It's not a binary. It's not alerts are off, therefore nothing gets heard. It's alerts are off, therefore low priority alerts don't get heard. Let's see, the wireless portion to occur at approximately 2:20 ET will be directed to all consumer cell phones. This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is needed. At most, it will be a mild surprise or an annoyance, and it certainly won't turn you into a zombie, which the often fatal Marburg virus doesn't do in any case. What? You're saying I don't get zombie apocalypse? Really? I wanted zombie apocalypse though. Zombie apocalypse would have been fantastic. Just no zombie apocalypse? Damn. So I feel like I'm the only person in the world whose phone didn't go off. Kind of scary in case of, I don't know, nukes. Then continued playing RE2? Jesus. For online conspiracists, the bland, bureaucratic announcement of such a test can only pretend to some kind of disaster. Preferably the kind that they can brace for, while the rest of the clueless public remains unprepared. The exact nature of the October 4th event depends on who is offering the prediction, but theories tend to focus on the alleged dangers of vaccines and 5G signals. 5G cellular networks, which telecoms began implementing in 2019, have been associated with COVID and vaccines and all kinds of shit by conspiracy theorists throughout the pandemic. And in the UK this past June, 2 anti-vaxxers were convicted of a criminal plot to destroy 5G towers they refer to as, enemy infrastructure. Jesus Christ. You know what this reminds me of? Who in my chat has read Dragon Riders of Pern? Who has read Dragon Riders of Pern? I'm gonna put a quick spoiler warning for the Pern series here for something that happens fairly late into the Pern series. So, late into the Dragon Riders of Pern series, the people who live in the main timeline discover the ancient technology from before they had dragons to deal with thread. And a lot of the ancient technology was battery-based, and of course it's just basic-ass technology that we have now, because, spoiler alert, the Dragon Riders of Pern series is actually a sci-fi, kind of. So there's a moment where after they discover this technology, the main blacksmith starts creating batteries. He starts by getting drums that he manages to put acid in and then, you know, trails wires from the acid after he manages to charge it into the rest of the infrastructure to power lights and other infrastructure in their society. It's the very first bit of electrical power that they start managing. And it doesn't take very long. Indeed, it literally takes about a week or two after building these batteries and everybody learning what these batteries are for an anti-technology cult to develop. And that anti-technology cult ends up literally just running raids on the batteries to destroy them so that the villages can't have power anymore. This is that shit. This is just that shit. New thing bad. New thing going to destroy the world. Destroy the new thing. Old thing was good. Species says Luddites. Yep. Basically. New thing bad. Old thing good. Kill the old thing. I mean, kill the new thing. I don't know why I would do it any other way. But... A Redditor wrote recently, "My family believes the end is near," on a QAnon casualties subreddit where people can commiserate about their friends and loved ones falling down the rabbit hole of the conspiracist QAnon movement. According to my father, on October 4th at 2 p.m., the government is going to use the emergency broadcast system to play a frequency that will activate the RFID chips in vaccinated people and trigger the beginning of the Great Replacement. The idea that the vaccines contain radio frequency identification tags so that elites like Bill Gates or George Soros can track individuals, according to some anti-vaxxers, is a falsehood, typically conflicted with paranoia about 5G networks. The Great Replacement, meanwhile, is a white nationalist conspiracy theory which holds that white citizens in Western nations are being systematically replaced with non-white immigrants. Racist mass shooters have regularly invoked the concept in their manifestos. Said Bill Gates can already track you from your pocket. Yeah, everybody who freaks out about this owns a smartphone. The government's gonna be able to track me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. I gotta tweet about it on X.com. Meanwhile, not realizing that their phone is literally the best tracking device any government could ever want. Any government at all. It said, sir, stop hot swapping clothes. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I've been in this outfit the entire time. The next one goes, my mom just told me in a panic that on October 4th, Joe Biden will use cell phones to attack the whole population of the United States. Something about a frequency that can harm and kill. She told me that I need to wrap my cell phone in aluminum foil and place it in the microwave for a day. I shit you not. Even if FEMA were sending some kind of nefarious 5G signals to your phone, a microwave's Faraday shield, the technology which ensures radiation that heats your food remains within the oven, wouldn't stop them from going through. Microwaves aren't perfect Faraday cages, and they actually leak. If you put your phone in there and call it, it will probably still ring. You sound like Cleveland Brown. My name is Cleveland Brown, and I am proud to be reading about conspiracy. What is X? You mean Twitter? Look, if I'm gonna LARP an ignorant bigot, I'm gonna actually play the part as well as I can. So this is like reading the 2012 apocalypse predictions in 2013. Dude, I was working in a McDonald's when the 2012 apocalypse predictions were like the rage. I was working the night shift, and as soon as midnight hit, we all stopped for a minute, looked around at each other, and we were just like, huh, guess we gotta get back to work. Also, Cricket Elm, thank you very much for redeeming your points for an owl. Herbert the Pervert and Cleveland are the same voice actor. Yeah, a lot of voice actors do the same thing. Did you know that Zorro is the same voice actor that does Vegeta and Piccolo? I said, yeah, it was like, shit, we still gotta deal with customers. Pernia says, I remember Y2K. I remember Y2K, mostly because I remember the Godzilla cartoon, where Godzilla was fighting the Y2K bug. Usopp and Koro-sensei are the same voice actor. Usopp and Krillin are the same voice actor. It's the same voice. It is identical. There is no difference between them. Luffy and Trunks have the same voice actor. And again, there is no change in the cadence of those voices. None. So I'm talking about two voices, same show that isn't Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, I mean, that happens. This is Suris. He covers silly internet stuff. What? How's it going, Circuit Scars? Thank you for the follow. So this is where I ended up. Hi, how you doing? Is it Raiden and Axel the same guy too? Jesus Christ. Another conspiracist anticipates a total internet blackout and the need to withdraw any money from bank accounts before the systems go down. And one Redditor posted screenshots of a text exchange with a worried landlord who said he would be shutting off all power to multiple apartments for several hours and told tenants to avoid looking at their screens during that time because light can also be turned against us. My guy, do you think that the anti-life equation is going to bleed through your phone? Ignore the fact that that actually happened in the DC universe. I'm dead serious. During the Deceased timeline, there's an entire segment where people's phones literally create a zombie apocalypse. I'm not kidding. This is a thing that comics had already done. This is a played out story we already saw done by better writers. I just did a drink. Thank you for the hydrate, Jassa. That landlord sounds like they inherited the property and didn't actually work for it. I need to read this shit. I need to read this shit. Hold on. Hold on. Everyone, not sure if you've heard, there will be an emergency broadcast system at Wednesday. It seems most don't know. I've been following this for weeks, and the concern has been brewing about it. I was going to text everyone today, thinking to just suggest avoiding all communication devices for everyone, especially the COVID-vaxxed, for reasons I can't get into in this message, but I'm happy to elaborate with any links for any part you might be wondering about. But now I'm also learning that even most newer appliances may be at risk. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ. Eggman, don't you have a child to take care of? No, Eggman was too worried that the zombie virus was going to start all over again, so he turned Sage's network off. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. None of these dire prophecies will come to pass on Wednesday. I mean, they didn't come to pass. It's currently Wednesday. It's currently Wednesday. So is Sonic or Eggman the anti-vaxxer? What are you talking about, Sonic? My genes are perfect. I don't need a vaccine. I have no need for one anyway. I mean, dude literally didn't make a vaccine for the metal virus. I'm dead fucking serious. Eggman started a zombie apocalypse in the IDW comic series, and he didn't make a vaccine for it, and he literally got chewed out for not making a vaccine for it. Like, it's great. Suris, the U.S. needs help. We need an adult. Jesus Christ. Let's see if there's anything new in the, in here. Social media users are raising dire warnings about upcoming tests. Many are imploring their followers to shut off their cell phones. I mean, yeah, if we can get a world where anti-vaxxers are off of their phones, then it's just a better world. The emergency broadcast system under FEMA is going to be activated. It's not a test. It's not going to be sending these high-frequency signals to cell phones. The intention is activating nanoparticles, including graphene oxide. Jesus Christ. You'd offer Canada's help, but we can't possibly take on all the U.S. and this nonsense. Nope, we can't. There's another video where somebody said, everyone will be affected, regardless of status. Jesus Christ. FEMA's conducting a routine test of its emergency system. That's all it is. There's nothing else here. There's, like, the fact that we're not currently living in a zombie apocalypse should be proof enough for anybody. But these are the types of people that will move this goalpost 1,000 times. They'll argue that, you know, the world is against them and everything is going wrong in their lives, and the government's going to activate the nanoparticles in their brain so that they can get taken control of because they're just that important and that threatening to the government. And then, when it never happens, they'll always find some way to make it make sense that nothing happened. Look, I remember back when I was an Alex Jones fanboy, and I remember getting emails from the website that I had subscribed to that said that anytime one of the apocalyptic events didn't happen, it was because more of us, like more people, were learning about this stuff. Apparently, people just having the knowledge of bad shit happening is enough to stop it, according to the people in Alex Jones's camp. Granted, this was 10 years ago, but it doesn't surprise me that these people will use any excuse to hold on to these conspiracy theories, even when they are proven wrong over and over and over and over and over again. Mirlana says, but you see, sir, as the technology was activated, now the government can switch on the mutation button at any time. Everyone's infected. They'll all become cat girls! They'll keep moving the goalposts till they die. Yeah, there's nothing new about any of this shit. I remember when I was stuck in this shit. I remember when I thought the swine flu vaccine was going to activate the mark of the beast in me, and then I wouldn't be allowed to get into heaven. I remember that shit. It's a sad existence. Like, if you're one of these people and you're watching my video right now and you're trying to figure out which, like, particular side of the conversation you should land on, I'm gonna go ahead and make it very, very simple. Be on the side of the conversation that isn't living in constant fear. Be on the side of the conversation that isn't living in constant fear of everything around you, constant paranoia, all of that shit. Please. I am begging you. Said cat girls, I want a cat girl. I'm going to be honest, you actually don't want a cat girl. You think you want a cat girl, but the reality is you don't. If you had a cat girl GF, I want you to remember exactly what a cat's tongue is like. And I want you to remember that you're the one that wanted the flesh stripped off your junk every time she gave you a blowjob. If you want a cat girl, you are also wanting the millions of tiny daggers that is a cat girl's tongue. Said, don't threaten me with a good time. Oh my god. My god. Also, the claws for fingernails. I mean, that's just shit I'm into, though. But, that said, that's about as much as I can handle from all of that shit. That's about as much as I can handle. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Just don't fall for zombie apocalypse bullshit. I want one as much as you do. Insert end of video tagline here. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I just want to go ahead and showcase some fan art before we close out. This one is from Salem to add to the two blushy emotes, Sundere and Cutie. I also had someone ask in the YouTube comments for feet pics for the male models, so your wish is now granted, because of course it is. This one is from Nani Neko. I had to make a new blet for the new model, especially because of the one eye option of the new model. Still unsure how shading is actually supposed to work, so hopefully the shading and lighting isn't bad. And then, of course, there's a Slime Suris variant as well. Thank you all for your fan art submissions, even if they are of derp male Suris. And let's go ahead and get into the credits. Hey, I just quickly want to give a thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who keep this show running. YouTube and Twitch are a pretty bumpy ride at the best of times, and the stability that Patreon provides me is worth more than I can say here. I'd also like to thank each and every one of my $20 and up patrons here, and they would be Red Joker, Britzkrieg, Cameron, Dren, Jemshin, Smiling DM, Poundini, Mabbity Babbity, Naomi, Isaac, Jordan, Ravi, Giuni, Kiratorian, Prisma, all of you, I'm not saying that part, and Starlight. And finally, thank you to everyone else that helps keep this channel alive. While you're here, why not check out another video? And thank you for watching.